Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Am I audible? Okay. Okay. We'll start the class today. Actually, we will be going to discuss about third module. But before that, we have to finish one more small topic left out in the second module. Recognizing non-verbal cues. Okay, cues means it is a signal. Okay, uh, that is like when you are talking to someone, what is his attitude towards listening to you? That is what about we are going to discuss. Okay, when we are talking to someone, what is his attitude towards listening to you is what we are going to discuss now. ഓക്കെ, നമ്മൾ ഒരാൾ സംസാരിക്കുമ്പം അയാൾക്ക് ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് ഉണ്ടോ, അത് മറ്റ് അങ്ങനത്തെ കാര്യങ്ങളാണ്. അയാളുടെ റെസ്പോൺസ് എന്താണ്, അതാണ് നമ്മൾ ഇന്ന് ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, സോ if he is crossing his arms and legs, that signals resistance to your ideas. Okay, if he is sitting or standing in such a position that he is crossing his arms and legs, that means he is actually resisting to your ideas. That means that person is not open to what you are saying. He is not interested to listen what you are saying. Psychologically, crosses, legs, or arm signals suggest that a person is mentally, emotionally, and physically blocked off from what in front of him. Okay, that means he is not interested to listen to you. Okay, so if you are so whatever reading process or PQRST method or SQ3R method, in those method while reviewing or testing, you were talking your ideas or what you have learned from all those topic to a second person. Okay, so if that second person is crossing his arms or legs, that means he is not interested. He is not open to what you are saying, not interested to what you are saying. Okay, okay. So that reason they are telling psychologically, if a person crosses his legs or arm, that suggests that person is mentally or emotionally or physically blocked off from what is in front of him. He is not interested in what he sees in front of him. So you have to change the topic. That is what they are going to say that. Okay, so a person crosses legs or arms, that means he is in some kind of discomfort. He is not interested to your ideas. Okay, then second one is, okay, it is actually non-verbal, physically some kind of signal what other people will give you when he is talking to you. That is what it is. Okay, it is a general topic. That means physically, that is what heading is. Okay, non-verbal cues, non-verbal signals. He is not speaking anything to you. He is not telling anything to you. With his body language, you have to understand this. Okay, first one is if he is crossing his arm or legs, that means he is resisting your ideas. He is not interested to what you are saying. Second one is a real smile crinkle the eyes. The real smile crinkles the eyes. That means when somebody is smiling, even you might have experienced this. If he is smiling unintentionally, okay, he's not actually not interested to smile, but because of something like joke or something you have cracked, he want to smile. Okay, simply he will smile, but there won't be any change in any other places in the body or face. Okay, but if you are really genuinely, if you are smiling, it will reach your eye. That is the concept. If genuinely, if you are smiling, it will reach യുവർ ഐസ്. ഓക്കെ, യുവർ ഐസ് വിൽ നമുക്കറിയാം, നമുക്കത് കണ്ണിൽ പെട്ടെന്ന് നമുക്കത് തിരിയും, ഒരാളെ ശ്രദ്ധിച്ച് നോക്കിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ കണ്ണൊക്കെ കുറച്ച് വിടർന്നു നിൽക്കും. ഓക്കെ, സോ ജെനുവിൻലി ഇഫ് എ പേഴ്സൺ സ്മൈൽ ഇറ്റ് വിൽ റീച്ച് ഹിസ് ഐ, എൽസ് ഇറ്റ് വോണ്ട്. ജസ്റ്റ് അതൊരു സ്മൈൽ മാത്രമായി മാറും. ഓക്കെ, സോ ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് ഓൾസോ എ നോൺ വെർബൽ ക്യൂസ്. Then copying your body language is a good thing. So copying your body language, that means mirroring a body language is something we do unconsciously when we feel a bond with other person. Okay, so if he is moving, if he is right hand moving to something, so you also will do like that. If he is changing his sitting pattern, you also will do that. uh, okay, whatever the other person is doing, he will just, the second person will just copy the body language. Okay, that is a good sign actually. So the author is telling that copying your body language is a good thing. So if you are explaining something to somebody, you are the first person, he is the second person, so he will copy your body language. If he is interested, it is a good things actually. Then eyes that lie. Okay, so people will deliberately hold eye contact in an attempt to cover up the fact that they are lying. Okay, so when he is lying, he will always try to hold his eye contact. So whenever a person is always looking at to your eye whenever he is speaking, or whenever you are talking to him, that means he is lying actually. Okay, it is not exactly the same, but it's a possibility. Okay, if a person is looking at your eyes when he is speaking or you are speaking continuously, means he is lying actually. Then raised elbow, the last point is raised eyebrows signal discomfort. Okay, so if eyebrows നിങ്ങൾ പുരികം ഉയർത്തി അങ്ങനെ പിടിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ, that means it is signal discomfort. So same like first point, he is not interested to listen you. The eyebrows goes up during surprise, worry, fear. So these are the three conditions where eyebrows will go up. Okay, so ഈ ഒരു 3 കണ്ടീഷനിൽ മാത്രമേ എന്താണ് ഐബ്രോ മുകളിലേക്ക് പോകുന്നുള്ളതാണ് അവർ പറയുന്നത് അല്ലെ. അപ്പം നമ്മൾ ഒരാളെ ലിസൺ ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ ഇങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ ഒന്നെങ്കിൽ അവിടെ സർപ്രൈസ് ഉണ്ടാവണം. സോ വെൻ വി ആർ നോട്ട് ഗിവിംഗ് എനി സർപ്രൈസ്, നോ നീഡ് ടു മേക്ക് ഹിസ് ഐബ്രോസ് ഗോസ് അപ്പ്. Okay, so other two conditions are worry and fear. So these three conditions, when we are genuinely speaking to someone, when we are talking to someone casually, or some ideas we are expressing to him, ഈ 3 കാര്യങ്ങളും ആവശ്യമില്ല അല്ലെ. സർപ്രൈസ്, ഓക്കെ, സർപ്രൈസ് റെയർലി ആയിട്ട് ഹാപ്പൻ ചെയ്യും, ബട്ട് വറി ആൻഡ് ഫിയർ ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് നോട്ട് at all required actually. Okay, so these are the non-verbal cues. Cues means signal. Okay, so when you are talking to another person non-verbally, he is not telling all these things to you, but non-verbally by his physical or body language you should understand these things. Okay, first one was crosses arm and legs, that means he is not interested. When he is smiling, if he is genuinely smiling, it will reach his eyes. And third one is copying a body language is a good sign. Okay, that is actually good sign. Copying a body language is a good sign. And eyes that lie. Okay, if a person is holding eye contact for a long time, that means he is lying to you. Okay, then raised eyebrows signal discomfort. Okay, so a normal person will raise eyebrows during these 3 conditions. One is surprise, second one is worry, third one is fear. So if you are not talking anything related to this condition, this situation, and unnecessarily he is raising eyebrows, means there is some kind of discomfort he is feeling when you are talking. Okay, so that is what the author meant. Okay, so that is about the second module. We can just go to the syllabus. Okay, so far, so we are in the second module, and we have learned about reading style. Okay, skimming, scanning, like that. Okay, then reading speed, evaluation, what is critical reading, and reading and comprehending shorter and longer technical article from journals. Okay, I don't know whether you are remembering all this. Reading style means we were talking about, we were discussing about skimming, scanning, intensive reading, extensive reading, and all. Then it's reading speed, average person 255 words per minute, like that. Then reading evaluation, then critical reading, then comprehension, shorter and technical article from journals and newspapers. Then identifying various transition in a text. Then we have learned SQ3R method, PQRST method. Then we have discussed speed reading, uh, comprehension technique, and understanding textbook. Then we have done some activities on that. Then marking and underlining, yesterday we have discussed. Note taking also we have covered. This is the last topic, recognizing non-verbal cues. And again, about third module, we have oral presentation. So here we have do a lot of activities. So in this, how we will do a presentation, oral presentation, that is what we are going to do. So you have to do some presentation during the first half of the module. I will give you that task to you. Then we have group discussion. So there I will explain you what is group discussion. Then I will classify or split in you to some 5 or 6 teams. If strength is 50, we will divide to some 10 teams of 5 members each. Then I will give you some topic to discuss. So we will do some group discussion also. So this is comparatively time consuming module. So you have 2 activities, oral presentation. You have to prepare some content and then you have to present. Then group discussion, that also both will be conducted. Okay, so we will go to the theory portions of third module. The first part is oral presentation. So oral presentation is also known as public speaking or simply presentation. Okay, considering of an individual or a group verbally addressing an audience on a particular topic. That means a group of people or an individual. Okay, so purposefully presenting or addressing the audience a particular topic. You may be your project presentation. Okay, you will be having a lot of knowledge about a particular topic and slides or some video content you will be having. So you and your group, sometimes you alone or you with your group, presenting that particular topic to an audience. That is called oral presentation. Okay, so that is about the first part of the module. So in this, while doing this presentation, what are the important things you have to focus on? That is what I am going to discuss in the first part. While doing the presentation, what are the important points we have to focus on? So that is what we are going to discuss in the first portion. First one is voice modulation. So what is voice modulation? The first point is voice modulation. So voice modulation is adjusting your pitch and volume while speaking and give stress to a particular word which should sound different. Okay, so adjusting your pitch and volume. So while talking, if you talk on in a monotone voice, monotone means for all the complete sentence or complete paragraph, the voice is same. It is not at all changing. But if the voice goes up and down and it varies, then it will be very interesting to listen to. Okay, So that is what called voice modulation. So while reading a paragraph or a sentence, there should be some variation in the volume and pitch. Then only there will be some interest in listening. So that will create some interest in listening. So that is about voice modulation. Voice modulation is adjusting your pitch and volume while speaking and give stress to a particular word which should sound different. So now while I am reading, I have focused on two words. I have given stress on two words. Okay, so just listen. Voice modulation is adjusting your pitch and volume while speaking and give stress to a particular word which should sound different. Okay, so I have given stress or what I can say stress to two particular words. One is adjusting, second is stress. Okay, so that means adjusting your pitch. That is one important part of this sentence. Adjusting your pitch. So adjusting your pitch is one important part, and then stress to a particular word. That is another important part. Okay, so you have to do like that. So when there is an first you have to adjust your pitch and volume. So it should be keep on varying, depends on the sentence, and along with that you have to give stress to a particular word which should sound different. Okay, so that is about voice modulation. So for voice modulation, we have given below 5 important elements which complete the voice modulation. So first one is pitch. Pitch means it is a relative highness or lowness of a tone as perceived by the ear, which depends on the number of vibrations per second produced by vocal cord. Okay, so pitch is the relative highness or lowness of a tone. Okay, if you speak in a microphone, there will be some graph like this as I am drawing. Okay, so you may have seen if somebody is speaking like this, so there will be a graph like this. Or if you switch on voice recorder in your mobile phone, you can see some graph like this. Okay, same pattern, depends on your tone, so it will show you some graph. Okay, so there is a top position for this and a lower position for that. That is depends on the pitch you are speaking, at which you are speaking. Okay, so pitch is a relative highness or lowness of a tone perceived by the ear. Okay, so as I said, if you turn on the voice recorder and then if you are recording some voice or if you are reading some sentence or something like that, it will show you a graph. Okay, in that graph you can see the pitch. Okay, it goes upwards, comes downward, depends on that. Depends on the tone, it will change. So how this tone changes? It depends on the number of vibrations per second produced by vocal cord. Okay, so that is one point which is related to voice modulation. So we have learned adjusting your pitch and volume, that we have already learned. Okay, then second point is volume. Volume is the loudness of the speaker. Okay, so volume, if I tell very small volume, that means we all know that it is, if you are speaking in a very small volume, it is very difficult to hear. If we are speaking aloud, that is also a little bit difficult. Okay, so every time when a person is speaking in a loud voice, it will become odd for the listener who is listening to that. So always we should go between this, sometimes loud, sometimes with a low volume, and we should move in between this. So those are the 2 points we have learned which will related to voice modulation, pitch and volume. Then we have one more point, pause. So pause is a place where speaker stops speaking for a second or a two. Okay, pause is a place where speaker stops speaking for a second or two. It helps speaker to gain attention of the listener. So as I said, when one sentence completed, maybe most of us will stop speaking for a second or two. Correct? So that is called pause. So give pause in between. Else people won't understand where what you are saying, which is they won't be able to connect the sentence. So pausing is important. Pause means it is a place where people stop speaking for a second or two. ഒരു സെക്കൻഡ് നേരത്തേക്കോ 2 സെക്കൻഡ് നേരത്തേക്കോ സംസാരിക്കുന്നിടയിൽ നിർത്തുക അല്ലെ. മോസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ദ ടൈം in between sentence we used to stop for a second or two. So that really helps the speaker to get attention of the listener. Okay, and also the listener will be able to understand that once sentence is completed, he is going to tell the next point. The next one is tempo. Tempo is the speed which defines how fast the speaker is speaking. Okay, tempo means it is a speed which defines how fast the speaker is speaking. So if tempo is more, the many people won't be able to catch what you are telling. But if tempo is very less, it will be boring. He will be taking a lot of time to explain a single idea. Okay, so that is fourth point. Then expression. Expression is important for a speaker to convey his message to listener. So depends on what he is telling. He can give expression, facial expression, body language, anything. Otherwise, if he is simply standing and speaking something, it will be boring. Okay, so facial expression and body language is important. It is an important part of a speech or something. So in the case of voice modulation, so in the voice itself, he can give some kind of expression. Okay, so as I said, voice modulation is adjusting your pitch and volume and giving stress to a particular word. So adjusting pitch and volume and while speaking and give stress to a particular word which should sound different. So that is called voice modulation. 5 important elements that we should discuss in relation with voice modulation, that are pitch, volume, then pause, tempo, expression. Pitch, volume, pause, tempo, expression. So these are the 5 points we have to consider while we are learning about voice modulation. Okay, so pitch means what? Relative highness and lowness of sound. What we are relative highness or lowness of a tone. Okay, we can say, like, instead of sound we can use the word tone. Okay, as perceived by the ear. Okay, for the example, we can remember that graph what I have drawn just before. Then volume is loudness of the speaker. Pause means in between you have to stop for a second or two. Tempo means it is a speed at which speaker is speaking. So expression is important for a speaker to convey his message to listen. Okay, so these are the points related to voice modulation. Next one is tone of voice. So that is also somewhat related to the point expression. Okay, tone of voice. Tone of voice is your ability to change the meaning of a word. Say you say by changing your pitch. Okay, tone of voice is your ability to change the meaning of the word you say by changing your pitch, stress, volume, and tempo. By changing your pitch, stress, volume, changing your pitch, stress, volume, and tempo. Okay, because listener use sound to interpret your message. Being sensitive to how your tone of voice affect what they hear can make you a better communicator. Okay, confusion avanda. Okay, we can say one example. So the word excuse me. So that particular word excuse me is used in many instances. Okay, for example, if I want to catch the attention of a person who is sitting next to me, I want to borrow something from him. I want to borrow something from him, and at that time I will ask, "Excuse me." Okay, so a person is sitting near to me. He's holding a news. For example, he's holding a newspaper. So once he read it completely, he's uh, keeping it is on his lap. So I want to ask for it. So I will ask, "Excuse me." Okay, and sometimes there are places where a person actually irritates you. Maybe what I can say. Sometimes he'll be if you are traveling in a bus, the person who is standing behind you, or he is sitting behind you, just keeping his eyes on your shoulder or something like that. At that time, you will get a lot of anger and you will tell, "Excuse me," like that. Okay, so in a different tone. So the word is same, but tone is different. So the meaning also different. First time you are requesting. Second time you are in an anger you are speaking. So that is about tone of voice. So how the tone of voice, what is tone of voice? It is actually your ability to change the meaning of a word. You say by changing your pitch, stress, volume and tempo. Speed of the saying. Okay, എത്ര ഫാസ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ടാണ് നിങ്ങൾ പറയുന്നത്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എത്ര പിച്ചിലാണ് നിങ്ങൾ പറയുന്നത്, എത്ര സ്ട്രെസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് പറയുന്നത്, എത്ര വോളിയത്തിലാണ് പറയുന്നത്. സോ എവറി കേസസ് ദ മീനിങ് ക്യാൻ ബി ഡിഫറെന്റ്. Okay, so the listeners also sometimes interpret this tone or message from your saying by interpreting the tone of voice. Okay, so because the listeners use sound to interpret your message, being sensitive to how your tone of voice affect what they hear can make you better communicator. So sometimes even we have noticed. Oh, one more example I can say. So in WhatsApp, you may be posting some emojis. Okay, sometimes what you mean is different. What the person who is reading will catch you is different. Okay, because of some reason you might have put that emojis into his WhatsApp chat, but what he understands may be a different meaning. Okay, so that is one example for this. Okay, the best example is what I have told you already. So when a person sitting near to me, I want to ask his newspaper. So I will tell him, "Excuse me, can you give me your newspaper for 5 minutes?" So like that I can request. Suppose if I'm traveling in a bus or some public vehicle or bus or train or something. So the person who is standing or sitting near to me holds his eyes on my or keeping his eyes on my shoulder. So at that time I'll get anger and I'll tell the same word "excuse me" in different word tone. Okay, so that is about tone of voice. And also while speaking, soft tone voice tell you that a person, if he is speaking always in a soft tone, tell you that the person with whom you are speaking is shy, while a loud, strong voice let you know that he is overconfident or aggressive. Okay, if you are using a tone in such a way that it is very soft, okay, that means that person is shy. Okay, or his voice is too strong, that means he is overconfident and aggressive. So that means you have to keep in between. You have to change the tone, or you have to keep in between soft and strong. Okay, that's about tone of voice. Now let me explain the third point of this module, describing a presentation process. Okay, so what is a presentation process? Okay, simple. Okay, ഒരു പ്രസന്റേഷന് നമ്മൾ പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, so we are going to do a presentation. So you have done a project. Assume that you have done a project. So somebody from some other college or somebody Okay, you have done a project for a company, and the representative from that company invite you to do a small presentation on what you have done. So at that time, what are the things you have to focus is what we are going to discuss here, describing a presentation process. Okay, first of all, in a presentation process, one important part is audience, to whom we are presenting. Okay, so audience are what? To whom we are presenting our audience. Okay, so first focus on your presentation on audience. Your presentation is not about how much you can say, but it's about how much your audience can understand. Okay, it is not about how much you can say. Okay, when you are presenting something, it is not about how much you can say or how much you know. It is about how much your audience can understand. So depends on the audience. Even depends on the audience, you can change the presentation style. So if you have done the same project, and if you are explaining it to people who is using it, using your project, you can skip all the design aspect. You can just explain what it is, how it is, how to operate it. That's enough. But if the audience are some people from who is interested in design and all, then you have to focus much on design, not on general things. Okay, so depends on the audience. It is depends on the audience your presentation changes. Okay, so it is not about how much you can say, but about how much your audience can understand. So you present according to that. So depends on the audience, you should decide how much you should present. That is the first point. Okay, so now we are describing a presentation process. It's a complete thing which we have to concentrate while we are preparing a presentation or while we are doing a presentation. That is what I am going to explain. Okay, the first one is audience. So audience means, so first important point, so you have to focus on audience. It is not about how much you can say, but it is about how much audience can understand. You just adjust or you just plan accordingly, or you just plan your presentation accordingly. Depends on your audience. Next one is organize. Okay, your information, organize your information into 3 to 5 points. Your audience can remember maximum of 3 to 5 points. So if you are explaining something for a 1 hour talk or 2 hour talk, people will be maximum understanding some 3 to 5 important point from what you are explaining. So focus on that much of points. So your presentation should be prepared in such a way that at the end of your presentation, the people who is listening should understand some 3 to 5 points about your presentation. It is not about 3 to 5 sentences, okay? It is 3 to 5 points. Okay, you can elaborate this 3 to 5 points detailedly till the person who is listening to you understand those. Okay, so you must be concentrating on 3 to 5 points. So in order to make people who is listening to you understand, you are elaborating this 3 to 5 points throughout your presentation. So that is what you can do. Then second one is build repetition. Listening is much different than reading. Okay, so the writing itself enough for explaining this. Audience cannot go back and read over something they have missed or did not understand. Okay, so build repetition. You one sentence you repeat for 2 or 3 times. So in between some important sentence, you can repeat it for 2 or 3 times because listening is much different than reading. But because when you are reading something, if you didn't understand or if you didn't focus, you can go back and read it again from the starting or from the previous point. But when you are listening somebody, if he is not repeating or if he is keep on speaking something, you can't go back to a particular sentence and understand what it is. So if you are presenting, you can repeat some important point 2 or 3 times so that the audience gets those ideas or gets those sentences. So audience cannot go back and read over something they have missed or did not understand. If he is reading a book, he can go back and refer it. But if he is listening to a person and that person is not repeating any sentence, means he won't understand the further paragraph or sentence. Okay, let me take the attendance. I will continue this topic in the next class. Okay, today we have discussed non-verbal cues and voice modulation and tone of voice. So these 3 points where we were discussing today. Okay, 1 minute.